in the summer of '69 is going on? Somebody better explain what's happening here. Are you guys roasting weenies on my track? Is that dog actually behind the wheel of that van? What? Oh, Duke is gonna get a piece of my mind.
Hey, Ajax, what's wrong?
Have you seen what's going on?
Yeah, everyone's here for the van race.
The van race? Who thought that was a good idea? Look around, these people are unwashed and unruly.
Van people are a different breed, buddy.
I swear I just saw Chase from the Paw Patrol driving an Arlo car.
That's Lando.
Lando?
Don't worry, Ajax. And besides, feel free to blame Randy for this one.
I should have known. He's had his gross Ford parked up on the hill for a while.
Hey, now, be nice. Listen, why don't you go get a moose burger and a wobbly pop from Meat Tooth and leave the rest to us?
Fine. But if any of those hippie mobiles spill anything other than oil on my track, I'm not cleaning it up.
Welcome back to the Elevation Trail at Lake Ridge Heights. I'm your host, 905.
I'm Indy Rain, and we're back tonight with Vandemonium. And as the name suggests, this series is all about the awesomeness that is the van.
That's right, Indy. One of the first tournaments I ever built for was for Hot Car Track's Fantastic Tournament over in Australia. And we just wanted to pay a little tribute. A tip of the toque, you might say, to one of our favorite tracks that sadly no longer exists.
Drivers have come from far and wide to camp out and take on the Elevation Trail, which is an easy thing to do when you've got a customized van to do it in.
And in the end, someone's gonna drive off knowing they've got the one van to rule them all.
Did you just reference Lord of the Rings?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god, you are such a nerd.
Just go to the rules.
Alright, well, if you're not already familiar with how we run things at the trail, here's a quick rundown of the rules. We start 3 wide behind a moto-style start gate. Each heat consists of 3 races for points. Drivers need to collect as many points during their heat as possible, as points matter more than making sure the Dachi gets passed to the left-hand side. There are 10 gates worth 1 point each. But if you cross the finish line first, you'll get an extra point, making each heat worth 11 in total. In the end, and after all the points are tallied up, the one with the most points wins the tournament.
Don't forget about the most important detail about anything we do here at the trail.
Oh yeah, yellow snow is in full effect.
And with that, let's get this van rocking. This is a big one, as 42 drivers are all raring to go. So let's see who's up in group number 1. All the way from New Zealand, it's Team NZ's Big Mike. He'll be going up against Road Rage's Disco Unlimited from Road Rage Racing, and N-Count joins the fray with his Electric Ninja. It's a trio of Chevys to get things started, so let's go up to the top of the trail for race 1. And boom! Road Rage takes his Disco Unlimited to the finish line for an 11 points. You can see that NZ up at the start, he just kind of wanders into the side guard there and stalls out. And then, wow! You can see how N-Count just pops up over the jump, and that's it. He scrubs all his speed by putting himself into the guardrail. But the glitter van is feeling alive as Road Rage bunny hops his way across the line.
Disco is alive and well as Road Rage puts down 11 points in the first run of the Vandemonium.
And it's another great lap by this group. It's a full pull by all 3 drivers. As you can see, NZ here wants to bully N-Count like one of those younger siblings in the back seat of the van that nobody wants to play with. N-Count finally breaks away from the other 2 and pulls himself in and across the line for 11 points. But Road Rage and Big Mike are right behind.
For a van that's been sitting here since the Wheelie Big tournament, Road Rage has been doing amazing. That graphite ain't expired yet.
Oh, did you see that? N-Count gives NZ a little bit of a tap, and that puts NZ in front of Road Rage, and they both go into the side guard, and they are scrubbed all their speed and done. That little tap is what lets N Count get across the line uncontested for another big score.
And after 3 races, what was such a positive start for Road Rage, N Count actually comes back and takes the group with 27.
Smile for the camera, boys.
And that's how you open up a tournament. If you followed us for any length of time, you'll know that a 27 in the first group puts you in a very good spot come later on in the tournament.
Group 2 sees Iceman from Iceman Racing in his Ford Transit going up against Cinder Foley from the Spirit of 64 in her Ford Transit, going up against Dutch Vandershift in his Ford Transit from Dutch Clutch Racing. It's a trio of transits in Group 2, so let's go up to the top of the trail for Race 1. Drops and Cinder Foley goes right after Dutch Vandershift. She must not like his cologne or something because she puts him right into the guardrail, and then that leaves Iceman to just kind of throw it all away at the jump. He tries to pull a Daddy G parkour move off the X sign there, but he gets it all wrong and he's up and over. Meanwhile, the squabble between Cinder and Dutch just leave them both wanting more.
I'm sure each of these drivers want that lap back, but they put up 5s on the scoreboard, so let's go back to the top for race 2.
Dutch, this is Randy. We're gonna get you flipped over. Just hang tight.
Race 2 is a disaster for Dutch Vandershift as the gate drops and he has something go wrong terribly with his steering column as he gets bouncy and then spins out just after the first whoop in the course. And then you can see Cinder and Iceman get into it. Iceman tries to block Cinder. Cinder gets under him, but Cinder actually gets across the line and is able to wrestle down some much needed points.
It looks like it's all going pear-shaped for Dutch Vandershift, but Cinder Foley comes through with a nice score to add to her point total.
Oh no, it is disaster for Cinder, as it looks like the same gremlin that afflicted Dutch in the second race afflicts her in the third. Dutch Vandershift actually gets a clean line right into the jump, but then he gets wiggled out and then tagged by Iceman right after he lands it. Iceman, with nowhere to go, bashes into Dutch Vandershift's front quarter, causing him to stall out just after the 6th line. I guarantee Iceman's going to have words with Dutch after the races today.
And after having such a strong race 2, race 3 sees Cinder Foley collect just a mere single point.
Hey, Cinder, we're just gonna park you up right here. We're still on for a moose burger after the races, right?
Wow, those transits really battled each other in Group 2. Cinder Foley and Iceman put up 17 apiece, and Dutch Vandershift joins Big Mike on the bottom of the heap.
Oh, this is going to be a fun series.
Yeah, Ajax is really missing out.
What do you think got him all bent out of shape?
No idea, but I think it's pretty safe to say that he's going to be a Krabby Patty for the next little while.
At least we got Randy. That's it for tonight. Join us next week as another 3 groups take on the trail to see if they can best end counts 27. And if you're interested, we're going to put the link to Hot Car Track in the description of this episode. You know what? We'll even put a link to the Live Young Diecast van race as well, because they just wrapped up their tournament and you can never get enough fans. Thanks again for watching. I'm 905, and on behalf of Indy Rain, we'll see you again next time.
I'll have an 8-ounce mystery shake, bud. Yeah, cheers. I am so gonna send a van into the abyss with the snowcat the first chance I get.